Hi, this is Joy Robertson. As many of you know, I love food. I love finding new restaurants. I love trying new dishes. And most of all, I love talking to the many great restaurateurs and entrepreneurs we have here in the Ozarks and beyond. I love hearing their stories, and that's what this podcast is all about, learning more about them and their journey. So join me as we savor the Ozarks. Okay, I'm in one of my favorite places. Nancy Miller from Nearly Famous Deli. How are you?
I am doing great, Joy. How are you today?
I am fine because I truly am in one of my favorite places.
Aww.
Let's just start with first things first here. How did you wind up here with Nearly Famous Deli and Pasta House? Give me the backstory.
It's kind of a crazy long story, but I was losing my job back in 2005. I needed something to do, and this kind of fell into my lap, and all the worlds collided correctly, and ended up getting it from the original owner, purchasing it. We didn't use a broker or anything. We did it in 30 days, and my mentor from my previous job that I had in manufacturing said, hey, let's do this. He bought the building, I bought the business, and the rest is history. So 18 years later, here we are in the Brentwood North Shopping Center and going strong. And this is actually our 48th year in business total. Yeah.
Oh, 48 years. Wow. Now, a couple of things. I believe the original Nearly Famous, there was a fire years ago, correct? Isn't that right?
Yes, there was. 3.5 months after I bought the restaurant, we had a fire at the original location, and we were closed 3.5 months and are now in this space 18 years here at the Brentwood Center, and it'll be September 5th will be 18 years exactly that we've been here.
Wow. Congrats. Not a lot of, it doesn't work out as well for every restaurant owner. Okay, so going back again to your manufacturing job, you were an employee.
Yes.
Not an employer. Did you have any restaurant experience at all when you bought this place?
Well, I did, but not what I do now. I had worked for my mom when I was 16 years old. She opened a kitchen in a tavern in the small town we grew up in, Easton, Missouri, and population 91 people. And she set up the whole kitchen. She got it going because we were going to feed construction workers, road workers that were expanding the highway that way. And so I would wait tables on the weekend. And if she wanted to have a fun night at the bar, I was in the kitchen making burgers and fries for everybody. So that happened when I was 16. So from 16 till 23 years old, I was in the restaurant business in some way, shape, or form. I worked at a couple of country clubs. I bartended. I waited tables. I did banquet service. You name it. I did it. I was not in the kitchen in those capacities, but it gave me a really good sound foundation to build off of. And then I was in human resources at the manufacturing job for 12 and a half years. Then I bought the restaurant, and the rest is history, as they say.
So none of this is a foreign concept to you,
No.
Restaurant work and hiring and staffing and what have you. Okay, so Nearly Famous. I'm going to be honest with you. This place, walking into it, really feels like home. It feels like there's a familiarity. There's a relaxation element when you walk in. It's just comfortable. Describe Nearly Famous and your menu.
Oh, wow. That's not a lot to get out there. Thanks, Joy. No pressure. But no, you walk in here, and what's so neat about the center that we're in is you think shopping mall or a strip mall, and everything's always cookie cutter. Well, this space has been around since the 60s. So you walk in here and it's just a different vibe. It's multiple levels. There's brick walls, and these walls are structural. When they redid the facade on the front, we did find out that this is actually made from these bricks that are on the wall, which are very unique, and if these walls could talk, oh my gosh.
I wish they could.
But there's wood, there's carpet, there's everything that does give you that homey feel, and with the multiple levels too, it just kind of, it does. It makes it comfortable and homey. But everything has been around here forever. I remember dating this guy back in the early 90s, and this place was Burr's before we moved in here. It was a steak, sports bar, hamburger joint. And I remember these dividers that were already here, but they had like lattice work and weird greenery and stuff that divided each of the spaces. But we would meet here for lunch, and we would share a tenderloin sandwich, pork tenderloin sandwich. And yeah, that never worked out, but the restaurant was good. But yeah, the stuff here has been here a really long time, so it just gives it that cozy retro vibe. Yeah. I think that's a good way to describe it. And, you know, our food just kind of speaks for itself. It's comfort food. It's something that you want when you don't feel good. I have a lot of people that call us and say, hey, I need a big thing of tomato soup. Somebody's in the hospital, that's what they want. They want to feel better. So it's just comfort food. It's stuff that you would make at home, but you don't have to, and we do the dishes. So it works out perfect.
It's the best of all worlds. I was looking at your menu earlier, and you have daily specials. You always have a quiche every day. I'm a big fan of your quiche and salad, but I'm also a big fan of the soup. But the tomato soup, is that your own recipe?
It is not my own recipe. It came with the restaurant, but it's been in place since the place has been here. So 48 years old, that recipe is. It's so good. And it's comfort food. Not a lot of people I get customers that say, I don't like tomatoes. I don't like tomato soup. And they try our soup and they're like, okay, I like tomato soup now, but this is the only place I'm going to eat it. And I'm like, okay, just keep coming back.
Well, as long as you keep making it the way you do. And I love your salads. You're known for your salads. And I'm sure a lot of your customers know you do your own dressing. You've got it up there for sale. Mm-hmm. The nearly famous, is it like, would you consider that your house dressing?
It is our house dressing. It's our only dressing. We don't have ranch. Sorry, everybody. We don't have ranch.
Thank goodness. Can we just be honest?
Right.
I would rather have, I just get the salad the way it is. I never thought to ask for another dressing, so don't bother, Joy.
Yeah, don't bother. I eat a salad here every day. That's what I have. And what's funny is when we're closed and I'm not here, I'm like, I really want a salad. But I can't. I could come up here and get all the stuff out and make it, but I don't want to. And I don't want to make a mess for somebody else to clean up later. So I suffer through 2 days of not having our salad. But as soon as we reopen, that's the first thing I have when we sit down to eat in the morning. So it's delicious.
It is delicious. And you make your own croutons, too.
Yes.
And I always say, when I order up, I always say, don't be shy with the croutons.
They are so good. And actually, I took some of the croutons to a birthday party Saturday because he was obsessed with our croutons. And I looked at him, I go, guess what I brought you for your birthday? And he goes, did you bring me tiny croutons? And I went, I brought you tiny croutons. And he goes, oh, I love you. You're my ride or die. And I'm like, oh my God, how cute is that?
If somebody brings you croutons, you know you've got a friend for life.
I'm just saying.
Absolutely. So I love coming in here for all of the things we've talked about. The quiche. I made a quiche a couple weeks ago. I'm just going to say, it ain't nothing like what you do.
Aww.
I don't know how. It's a denser, cheesier little thing of beauty. How do you is that your recepe?
No, no, it's not my recipe.
But who cares whose recipe it is?
It doesn't matter. But we care about everything we make here, and that's the thing, is everybody loves the food, and it's just the way it is. So that means more than a recipe. It's who cares while they make it. They care about what comes to your table, period. Because we cut our lettuce fresh twice daily. It's romaine and green leaf lettuce. We touch it. We look at it. We make sure it's okay. We wash it. We're not just ripping open a bag and saying, here's your salad. So the caring part goes a long way.
And you've got a sandwich daily. Every sandwich I've ever had here is good, although I don't stray too far from the quiche, I'll be honest. What's going on with the Thursday sandwich, though? Isn't it Thursday?
Yes.
Is pear sandwich day.
Yes, it is.
You heard me right, ladies and gentlemen. Pear sandwich. Those of you who know, you know. Tell me how that happened. I love it.
I don't know how it happened, but it's crazy and that's the thing with some of our sandwiches. You read the description and you're like, how does all of that go together? And when you take that first bite, you're like, holy cow, this is amazing. But that pear sandwich, it's a staple every Thursday. Smoked turkey, bacon, Swiss cheese, blue cheese mayonnaise, sliced canned pears on grilled sourdough, and it's heaven. I mean, have you ever eaten just raw pears and blue cheese together?
Oh, yeah.
That's the best snack ever. I love that. And maybe a grape or two and a cracker. Heaven. It's like the perfect bougie snack, if you want to call it that.
It's bougie.
It is bougie. But man, when you put all that stuff, you've got the salty, you've got the sweet, you've got the funky blue cheese and the tang of that Swiss, and it's just so good. Yeah, that's just one sandwich. We have so many. It's crazy. I mean, we've been doing this 48 years, so you should see the spreadsheet of the sandwiches that we have. I don't even know how many pages it is. It's crazy.
Do you ever switch up your menu, or do you get pushback from your longtime customers that say, don't mess with it?
Yeah, we don't change any. And that was one thing when I bought the restaurant, is everybody expected new ownership, changes. And I knew that Nearly Famous was a stable, well-respected restaurant. If it isn't broke, don't fix it. Just make it better. Continue to make it better. And that's what we've done, I think we have, for all these years. And I've got generations of families coming in here that they expect the same thing that they had 30 years ago, 40 years ago. I still have people. I had a lady in today who said, oh my gosh, we haven't been in here in years. My husband and I are elderly. We've moved to a facility. So we can't drive anymore, but my daughter brought me, and she goes, it's just as good as I remember.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very emotional to start to think about the legacy of this restaurant, and you don't think about those things in your everyday life, but we are seeing the same people every week, the same days of the week. We know exactly what they order. They don't switch it up. They come here for a certain thing, and they love it, and they're happy when they leave. So it means a lot.
Oh, and you've told me that the same customers will come in on the same day and sit in the same booth.
Yeah.
And they just want their happy space again, and their happy lunch or dinner. Do you need to get that phone?
I do.
Okay, we're gonna take a little break while Nancy answers the phone. If you haven't been in here a while, there's local artwork on the walls. I'm gonna get up and walk over here real quick and tell you about some of the ones I'm seeing. Let's see. Oh, look at this. Here's one from Nancy Brown Dornan. I know Nancy. It's an acrylic work here, and you can purchase some of these beautiful artworks, which adds a lot of personality, frankly, to the restaurant because it gives it even more of a sort of a local feel. And the pasta dishes are fantastic. If you like tortellini, if you like lasagna, that sort of thing, you can bet on it's going to be good. Let's see. Okay, so just so you know, the quiche tonight. This is indicative. Broccoli and cheddar quiche served with a dinner salad and a roll. Tonight's pasta is tortellini with Alfredo or marinara. Comes with a dinner salad or a cup of deli tomato and a roll. You can add chicken if you'd like. But get this, the dinner special tonight, talk about comfort food, ham and beans. A mixture of northern and pinto beans with chunks of ham served with cornbread. Extra points, Nancy, for the cornbread. Plus dinner salad or deli tomato soup. But look at this. So for lunch, I'm seeing a Cobb sandwich. We're used to a Cobb salad, but this is a Cobb sandwich served with loaded potato salad, a tabbouleh trio, the cracked wheat salad with olive oil, tomatoes, cucumber, and green onion, served with a scoop of tuna salad, your grilled cheese deluxe. I mean, come on now, dipping that in that tomato soup. But you've got a varied menu. There's something here for everybody.
Absolutely. And I do have people that eat here twice in the same day because we do have so many different things to try. But what is our consistency is what is most important to us. It's the same thing every single time. But, we'll specialize an order for you if there's something you don't want on something or if you want extra this, or we'll do it. We can do that. But it's such a huge variety. Now, when 2020 happened, we did shrink our menu back to just our lunch menu only, or what used to be our lunch menu. So we don't have some of the dinner items that we used to carry for many years. But, you've got plenty of choices, even without those items. But lasagna, are you kidding? We make our own lasagna in the house. We make our spinach lasagna. We make our marinara sauce here. We make our own meatballs. I mean, come on, people. It's good. It's good stuff. And I always tell people, I eat the food here. It better be good. Because I'm a foodie.
Right.
I love food. And it's important not only to my livelihood, but it just makes you feel better. And when you're happy after a good meal, there's nothing like that feeling.
A lot of love goes into that food. Like you said, everything is about the food that comes to the table. And you've got a full bar also.
Yes, we do. We can make you a cocktail, whatever you would like. Just about. Within reason. But I grew up making old school cocktails, so if you need a really good martini, come to see me, because I'll make you a good martini. And I have people who are like, can you go to this other restaurant and teach them how to make a martini? And I'm like, I could, only if they want to listen. But it's funny, I go to Lake of the Ozarks occasionally, and there's this one little restaurant that I absolutely love. And sometimes their bartenders are not up to, they're not seasoned bartenders. And so I'll sit and talk with them, and I'm like, okay, don't do that. Would you like some advice? Because I want to help you make a better cocktail. I'm all about helping. I'm a helper. And so I get when somebody orders an old school style cocktail, it needs to be a certain way. It needs to be made the old-fashioned way of not overdoing it. Just keep it simple. And, some places want to make their own mark, and I get that. But, cut your teeth on the stuff that got everything going. Make sure you get that down and then go crazy if you want to.
Well, those of you out there who love a good martini, I bet you didn't think, oh, man, let's go to Nearly Famous. I got to have a martini. Well, now it's going to be your go-to place. Okay, another thing, it's a family affair in here because your sister Anita is back there throwing down the pecan bars and the lemon bars and doing a masterful job at it. That's the perfect little, I mean, you have some great desserts, but that's the perfect little bite of dessert, you know?
Absolutely. And she cares about what she does. And you can totally tell. We have 11 desserts that we serve. Tell me where else has 11 desserts on their menu except for like a buffet. But she is a master baker. She can make soup like a mad woman. She is awesome. But yeah, the lemon bars, the pecan bars, they're the perfect little dessert bite. And you don't have to eat some big, gigantic piece of cake.
Right.
When you want dessert, you can just have a little something, something.
Yeah.
And of course, we always you can take it to go if you want.
Sure can. And now you cater every now and again, correct?
I do. It is rare. I'm kind of picky about who I cater for, but we'll do it, you know. We do a lot of sandwich trays for people. Actually, next week we're doing something for an office, so we're going to do a bunch of pasta for them and a big bowl of salad. And so, yeah, we can do it.
You know, the other thing that you do, and we're about to wrap this up, I could talk to you all day and have before, but one consistent thing about this is when you walk in the door, Nancy Miller is standing there. And there are hugs all around. I've seen it time and time and time again. If you're not behind that cash register, I'll peek around that corner and go, well, she's here somewhere. You know, you are Nearly Famous. You are famous at Nearly Famous.
No, I'm not famous. Don't say that. That makes me weird. It makes me feel weird. No, it's all about connecting with people. And when you have that connection and you make a relationship with their families, and then they carry that on to everybody else that's here, and it's a happy place. I always say when a baby starts to cry or a toddler is throwing a fit, what I always say is there is no crying at Nearly Famous. You can't cry here. This is a happy place. And if you cry too much, I'll put you back in the walk-in cooler.
Oh, okay. Them's the rules. Don't mess with the boss. Well, Nancy Miller, thank you so much. Keep on keeping on here at Nearly Famous. Keep doing what you're doing, and you know, it's just the best.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Joy. This has been awesome. Thank you.
It's been fun. Appreciate you joining us on Savor the Ozarks, and I'll come back and chat with you again soon.
Absolutely. I'm here for you.
And I'm here for you. This little love fest is the best, isn't it?
It's great. Oh, my gosh. I'm feeling all, I got the vapors.
Right. Okay. Talk to you soon.
Okay.
Run, mix me a martini, will you?
Yeah.